holes were open, come up with a minor score.
Yeah, great read there from Paredes as well. Front setter, hit the pack like a good.
St Mary's have manned up very, very quickly from this kick in, but a little bit of space now. Beautiful kick out in front of Bradley Pale. But Shannon Rioli gets in front of him, ticks to the top of the square, and a good saving mark there by Roy Farmer in the last line of defence for Tiwi. Hasn't got a lot of options on up the ground. Really move back towards their goal. Not many of them inside the defensive 50 as Jaden McGrath, good pick up from Jack Munkara from Tiwi. Geary though, gets the handball away. Mikey Coombs on a little bit of time and space. That's a really strong tackle from Jack Munkara. Wasn't paid. Nate Pretties again. He's already had a few shots on goal. Has another one. I think he's kicked it. He has. 3 shots on goal in the first 4 minutes for Pretties, and he's jagged 2 goals.
Great start here by St Mary's. They hit the scoreboard, and the pressure around the ball have really found Tiwi out a little bit. I see a couple of heads down. This is not unlike Tiwi, but they only need a little bit. They only need a little bit of momentum Tiwi to get the ball back their way. But they just got to start focusing on handling the footy.
And now it's very evident when you watch Tiwi here in its early stages, as this replay shows Paredes getting clear and then kicking the goal after getting hit there by a pretty savage tackle from Paddy Hennon. But they're just a little bit hesitant, and it doesn't work. You've got to go on instinct, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And they've just got to hit their disposals and make good decisions.
And very similar to the round 17 matchup, as the ball goes up again. Ryan Smith, good tap security, he's a quality player. They're strong through the midfield. Sean Edwards, for one of his first touches, gets it onto Josh Cheek. Josh Cheek's got a little bit of time and space. Good chase from Heenan. Kicks it low and hard to the corridor. Noodles McFarlane, their warrior, handballs it up. Luke Barr's got time. He'll try and turn on his left boot if he can. He doesn't. Gets the handball away. Geary slaps it on. Kintari. Good tackle there from Dyke. Kintari goes again with a good second effort. Gets the handball out to Nick Mendy. Geez, their midfield is deep. Lavastida couldn't quite get the mark. Tiwi got a chance now, but Jamie McGrath pushes him off the ball. Pretties, he does have it. But Pretties again, he's got to run into an open goal. Gets it over the top to McFarlane, and McFarlane gets another one. That's their third goal. Third goal early. History repeating itself. Very, very similar to the start in round 17, not 2 weeks ago.
Now, obviously, St Mary's third goal in a row, great pressure within the first 5 minutes, and now we're going to see a little bit about what Tiwi are like at the moment. It's their first final in a number of years. We know that they're very excited and emotional around this time of the year. They were starting to see some play for free kicks, play for the whistle. They've got to get back to winning the ball.
And they're just they're chasing the ball. They're not going to get the ball. They're going to get the man who's got the ball. They've got to change that mindset, I reckon. 3 goals, 2 here. Saints dominant early stages of the Elimination Final at the TIO Stadium in Darwin. Tap from the middle, forced forward there by St Mary's, pushing hard from the back out there was Henry Lavastida. Lavastida goes again, couldn't get it. Geary gets there with the assist, knocked towards the boundary line, out of play in front of Harley Purantata Mary, and they'll throw it in. So they need to just settle this game down, Aaron, don't they? The Tiwi Bombers play it on their terms.
They do, Charlie, and I reckon the guy running on right now could be the key in changing that fortune. The champion running on the field, Shane Tipperman.
Throw in on that far side, little chip kick came out, gave Saints a chance to drive forward. Low kick inside 50's okay. Finds Luke Barth underneath the footy, takes a strong mark. Gee, he was away from footy for a while, wasn't he? Went over to the islands, went over to Gove somewhere. Yeah. And then came back and just slotted in beautifully here. And he's had plenty of the footy earlier on. This shouldn't bother him. He's going to kick from about 40 metres. He's on, well, he's almost directly in front. It's a little unsteady underfoot. He gets on the left boot. He bangs away at goal and he hits the post, comes up with a minor score. So a bit of a miss there for St Mary's. Gee, they could have really laid it down. 3-3 to no score here. 7 minutes gone in the first term.
And now we're going to see how Tiwi are going to respond. This is their third kick out now, and they've hit up Ross Tongatalum with a little short kick.
So Rocco, one of their prime movers over the last 10 years, kicks it long down the wing, looking for Tip and Woody, but Jackson Geary punches it over the line. Interesting that they started Dion Munkara in the forward line, Aaron.
Yeah, very. He's been one of the form players of the comp, but now we can see that Tipperman and Mary, Heenan, Tongatalum around the footy. Hopefully they can start to generate a bit.
Throw in here, ball knock, kicked out of mid-air. Was pretty well done there by J.D. Simon, ball on the ground, gathered in there by Jack Long, doing it pretty well. Runners in the middle. Kick goes deep for St Mary's inside 50. Dropping back, Dunn couldn't get it. Also assistance back there, Jason Purantatamiri. He's done with the kick around the body. Luke Barth chases it to the boundary line. He says it was deliberate. He's appealing to the umpire, and it's falling on deaf ears. Umpire says throw it in. 3 goals, 3 to no score. And gee, if we remember last week, Tiwi Bombers against Waratahs kicked 7 goals to 1 in the first quarter. They were just 100% full on attack.
As the ball comes back in, 55 metres from St Mary's goal, young Braxton Armatt's been a good player for St Mary's this year. Can't win it. Patrick Heenan gets the ball. Shane Tipperman to Mary, gets it on to Tip and Woody. Tip and Woody kicks downfield. Big one-on-one here between Dion Munkara and Ben Rioli, but the umpire has called a push in the back. Go to St Mary's. Come back behind his mark. Haven't had many chances to play here. Tiwi. Gully goes short into the corridor. Always look to attack the corridor. Jack Long now. Left foot up. Beautiful kick out to Geary. He's wide on a half-forward flank. Comes inboard, attacking that corridor again. Young Richardson couldn't get it. Michael Dunn goes short off the ground. Dyke had to kick quickly. He's swarmed by St Mary's players. And Richardson has a quick snap at goal. I think he's got it. The youngster, he has on the left foot. Another goal for St Mary's. 9.5 minutes in, 4 goals on the board for Saints.
Yeah, Tiwi Bombers got to be really careful here. You know, they're not getting their hands on the ball and very limited opportunities inside forward 50, so they're dangerous players. And, you know, the Mankara boys, I've noticed that St Mary's are dropping one back behind the play. They've won the last 2, intercepted the last 2 kick-ins from Tiwi from the stoppage, so they've got to get better at that. I reckon Tiwi are a great one-on-one team. They've got to get back to getting one-on-one and really exposing the opposition for their lack of leg speed.
Isn't it a case when you're up and about, you kick goals from anywhere? Doesn't matter where you are. It's still going to be a goal. But we must say, Tiwi Bombers capable of kicking 4 goals in a couple of minutes, no doubt about that. Here's a knock out of the middle. Ross Tungatulum, they got to him very quickly. They know he's the danger man. They're going to keep a close eye on him. Little push out this time. Land search for Paredes. Went to Geary, went over the top searching. Handball across there by Coombs. Out wide, Shannon Rioli chips it down towards the half-forward line. Whistle's gone. Which way's the free kick going to play? Ross Tungatulum lies on the ground and will draw the free kick. They were very tight on him, and they're going to watch him carefully. They know he's capable of kicking 3 in a hurry. We saw it last week in the second term. Kicked 2 or 3 goals in about 3 minutes. Here he is from half-back. Kicks long up towards the wing. Front of the Morris Rioli stand, it lands. Oh, the charging player was that brilliant Gary Purantatamiri. They got to him. He kicked a couple of miracle goals last week, didn't he, from mid-air? Unbelievable.
Are extraordinary goals. 1 left foot, 1 right foot. Soccer goals in the wet.
So the free kick's going to go to Michael Coombs. He's out on the wing. Goes with a handball back to Ben Rioli.
Ben Rioli gets it on to Shawnee Edwards. Very good play for St Mary's this year as well. He goes across to Ignatius Valagio. He's got a mountain of time and space. Got a few options short. Decides to go long, looking for Kintari, but the kick is just wide and goes out of bounds on the scoreboard side.
Starting to see a bit of emotion play out in the last couple of contests here. Ross Tungatulum with a late hit on Shannon Rioli, and someone ended up hitting Michael Coombs behind the play, which is how he got that free kick. So, you know, we're starting to see, you know, the game start to play it a little bit now, and hopefully, you know, Tiwi can get some scoreboard pressure on the board.
So here's the throw in, and good tap down too. It was done pretty well there by Sturzica. And Geary has just had so much of it. He's been where the play is, and the ball won forward here by Shannon Rioli. Spears it in. What a kick. Beautiful. Francis Kintari takes the mark inside 50, and he's not going to give a handball to anybody. Well, nor should he.
No, nor should he. And great little spot up there by Shannon Rioli too. Could have quite easily blazed away. He's within his range, Shannon. He can kick the ball a long way, you know, 50 metres out, but he did the right thing. You know, hit up Kintari with a short 15-metre pass, and hopefully he can reward his captain.
Francis Kintari from Wadair. He's a good player. He gets onto the right boot. He kicks from 50, and he hits the post again. Saints will be thinking, how unlucky are we? A couple of behinds from hitting the post. 4-4 to nothing. 12 minutes gone in this first term.
Don't even think Tiwi's had an inside 50 yet. As the ball comes back out wide to Michael Dunn, it's a beautiful kick. He can run and take on Shannon Rioli, and he does. Kicks it out wide. Good contest here. Iggy Valagio in front uses all of his experience to tap the ball out of bounds and get another stoppage.
It's a good point you make, though. Haven't been inside, well, it might have been in once inside 50 and gave away that free kick.
Yeah, you might be right. But normally they get a lot more chains of possessions than they have so far.
Throw in out on the wing on that far side in front of the scoreboard, knocked towards the boundary line. Shannon Rioli worked best, kicked it off the ground, got it to Geary. Geary went with a handball, and the whistle's gone, and the Tiwi Bombers win a free kick. They must have went out of play on the full. There's Geary.
Ali Tanamiri with the ball. Played really well a couple of weeks ago against St Mary's, but that kick is an errant one, a dangerous kick as Mikey Coombs kicks it off the ground. It's in the corridor again. Jayden McGrath gets there first. He's got time and space. He has a shot on goal. It comes off the side of the boot. Who's down at the ground? Keisha's there. Does really, really, really well. Gets it to McFarlane. McFarlane off moves through mid-air. His second goal off the ground in the goal square. Another one for St Mary's.
McGrath, well, I'll tell you what, McFarlane is doing exactly what Gary Moore-Mary did last week.
He did,
Never put his hands on either of those goals, just kicked it.
Yeah, he hasn't even really had a possession yet, but he's kicked 2 goals. But just a fantastic.
Unbelievable athleticism there from McFarlane. You know, obviously, you know, retired at the end of last year. He now can still jump up in the air and kick a goal like that is amazing. You know, really great work by St Mary's, who are really taking their opportunities when they get it. You know, and Tiwi, you know, now the challenge is for them to get back into this game 15 minutes in.
Now, McFarlane retired last year, as you said, and he came back. And it was good news for you, Tavis, because he came back against your team, Palmerston, and kicked 5 against you.
Sorry, Tav.
That was handy, wasn't it?
Don't want to think about that. Right Smith with a tap down to Geary, who's just been fantastic in this match. Handball out wide from Medicine. Little kick forward here by Shannon Rioli. It'll get to centre half forward, or centre half back for the Tiwi Bombers, and a good mark taken there by Michael Dunn. Goes up the middle with it, into the hands here of J.D. Simon. His little kick. Not real good. The whistle's gone. Must be a field. Yeah, must be a 50-metre penalty.
Just on McFarlane though, like I think that was round 5 or 6 he made his comeback. He actually is second on the goal kicking.
Yeah.
That's his 40th goal for the year.
Unbelievable.
Jeffrey Simon now got the ball. Tiwi desperately need a goal from this situation. Ball goes up. Anstess gets it away. Good bit of foot speed from Adam Tippenwoody, but he couldn't control it, and it goes out of bounds in front of the Michael Learning and Ridge.
And just like in this game, if that was at the other end of the ground, that bouncing ball, Saints would have got it. And I mean, he's a great player. Adam Tippenwoody just loses it, couldn't control it.
The other thing on that, though, is that Saints go straight for the corridor, straight for the hot spot every time they get it. Right there.
Here's the throw in. And a little tap down the forward line. Handball came out. Jack Long with the kick up and under. Bouncing ball towards the boundary line. Stays in the field of play. Under some pressure, the Tiwi Bombers kick it across. This is looking a little more promising. And reaching up, taking a good strong mark down there was Daniel Sturzica. He's come in as the ruckman. On again, he's got the 21st. He couldn't play today. Well, you wouldn't want it on your 21st, would you? I'm not sure it's his 21st, or it might be his mate's 21st here. They're coming out of the fence.
He's got a 21st, we know that.
Josh Keek with the kick.
As little Babui gets the handball away. Tanamiri back to Babui. It's under immense pressure from Francis Kinthari. That's great second and third effort from him as Michael Dunn, who's been prominent early for Tiwi, gets the kick away. It's another dangerous kick to the corridor. Jayden McGrath gets there first. Couldn't get a free kick. Well done from Dyke, but Noodles McFarlane wraps him up and dropping the ball. Dropping the ball, a little bit of a tough call there on Dyke, I think.
Well, he dropped it because they were in his back. Here's the kick. No, it's not. It's going to be a free handball. Paredes gets into the play again, drives it deep down in the forward line. It's a good-looking kick, got over the top of the defensive wall. They'll run back there. Labastida from the impossible angle. Don't tell me he's kicked a goal from there. Oh, my goodness. Saints can do no wrong. The gods are smiling on them.
Oh, Charlie, great goal by Labastida. But back to Tab's point, you know, we're talking about St Mary's getting the footing. They're just getting it to the hot spot, getting it to a dangerous spot inside their forward 50. Tiwi had an opportunity there, and they went wide. Actually, looking at that inside 50 for Tiwi, they had one lead. I think it might have been from Simon Munkara, and we had 2 other guys deep in their forward line just trying to post up, trying to outbody their opponents, which they can do, don't get me wrong, but just need a lot more options there to try to keep the defences guessing. St Mary's are
I don't want to be critical of Jason Purantatameri, but he really had a chance to smother that kick. He didn't go to Labastida when he picked it up, did he?
Might not have expected Lab to do that.
Yeah, probably not. Good point. from the middle. Handball comes out. Done pretty well there by Cassia. Out to the running player there in Shawnee Edwards, inside 50. That's where it's all happening. That's where all the action is. And taking a big mark over the top there, got over the top of Sam Dyke, was Peter McFarlane. 2 miracle goals from this veteran, if I can call him that, legend of the game. When the call went out for him to come back, he came back to Saints, and he's been fantastic. Stavis Perry told you, he's kicked plenty of goals this year. Chips this one off to Kintari.
Great mark there by McFarlane, and unselfish as well. You know, quite within his rights to have a shot on it, even though it's on a tight angle. Spot up, you know, do the team play. Now Kintari can have a shot from a better position than.
And we saw Paredes do that as well. Chance to kick his third goal, went over the top of the handball to.
Very unselfish play, and then hopefully, like I put the sort of spotlight on Kintari last time.
Here's Kintari's kick long, and he's missed it to the near side. Comes up with a minor score, but gee, it's all one-way traffic here. What a football exhibition we're seeing from the Saints. 6 goals, 4. Now, what's happened here?
It's a 50, but I didn't see what it was for. It must have been nothing off, I think. Goal square.
6-5 it is, so 6-5 to nothing. So it's a... Well, it's from the edge of the kick-off line, isn't it? That's why it's gone past the 50-metre line. But here's the kick out to a vacant wing.
Big one-on-one contest. That's a good mark from Harley Purantana Mary. Done a really good job there in front of Smith Thompson. That's the kick away. Doesn't have much on up forward. So Mary Shawnee Edwards there, crumbing front and centre. He's got a bit of time now to pick the ball up. Good tackle. Patrick Heenan gets the kick for Tiwi, and all of a sudden, Dion Munkara. Here we go. Tiwi have got a chance now to hit the scoreboard. He's got plenty of time and space on that beautiful left foot kick of his. Drives it forward, but telling mark by big Braxton Armat.
So Armat now chips it out with the right boot. Gives it off to cleverly to Cassia. Cassia out even further. Has Paredes on the run. Backward of the wing. Searching kick was good. Links it up through Henry Labastida. Great goal from him a short time ago. What a valuable player he is. Luke Barth takes the mark. And Tiwi player just standing on the mark, and he just ran around him and then kicked it deep down to that forward line. Hard run there, Jason Purantata-Mary towards the boundary line and carries it through for a minor score. And he's going to bring the ball back into play. All St Mary's here, early stages elimination final.
It was a rough kick. Oh, Bradley Palapamini's tried to handball it over his head. Michael Dunn couldn't get it out. Henry Labastida and Tipperman's Mary fight for the ball. Dunn goes short to Purantana-Mary. Gary Purantana-Mary gets it back to Dunn. Dunn goes short again. Saints are manned up really, really well, and that is a solid mark by Simon Munkara. Gets it on the left, tries to move it quickly to Dion Munkara, and he takes a mark 35 metres out and needs to go back and kick a goal for the Tiwi Bombers.
Very promising play there by Tiwi. I think we're getting back to what Tiwi played early in the year, the take-em-on type of run from half-back. It's been very missing throughout the first 20 minutes of this game, but there, through some great ball use by Michael Dunn and Simon Munkara through the midfield, gives up a chance for Dion Munkara to hit the scoreboard.
Comments here from Aaron Motlop, our special guest, special comments man. Ball in the hands of this miracle man, Munkara. Gets on the left boot. It's not good enough. It's going to swing right away and come up with a minor score. A goal would have been handy. He didn't get it. 6-6 to a point. But the good thing, I guess, was a score for the Tiwi Bombers. Jack Long to bring the ball back into play for the Saints.
Yeah, they're on the board, but not often you see Tiwi go scoreless for 21 minutes. Jack Long falls over. Tipper Mantameri couldn't take the mark. Jaden McGrath picks it up. Shannon Rioli now got a bit of time and space if he can pick it up. Good chase by Paddy Heenan, but just got him high, the umpire said. He moves it on quickly, attacking the corridor again. Paredes has done really, really well there. Gets it out wide to McGrath, who's got Mikey Coombs on short.
Coombs can go a long way. He's at 50. He punts it to the top of the goal square. Good fist at the back. Knocked it through for a minor score with some clever defensive work there by Sam Dyke. Just the palm-offs by St Mary's. The Tiwi Bombers are just, they're stagnant, aren't they?
They are, and very, very, very strong. Obviously St Mary's players with Paredes and Geary and Coombs through their core, and Tiwi being little bit smaller. But I think Brenton Toy would be a little bit disappointed with Tiwi in terms of their defensive intensity. The amount of times St Mary's have gone
So
coast to coast is alarming for them.
See, this kick in the end has to be a kick and hope because there was really no target to go to. Goes towards the boundary line, knocked back in the field of play. They read it best, the Bombers, and they can run forward with Jason Puruntatameri. Will go searching up towards the wing. Can bring it back in board. It was a nice looking kick too. He really wanted to give a chance there to Gary Puruntatameri. Players get over the top. Gary comes late. Couldn't get it. Paredes with the handball got her away from the danger area. Saints to run it forward from the wing. They've got Labastida. Oh, he got very high at the footy. Just couldn't control it. It was knocked away. Might have came off his chest and gone out of play with some pressure put on out there by William Virgil Puruntatameri.
The replay shown here, Simon Munkara with an accidental knee to the head from Ben Rioli. But Simon's up now and looking a lot better.
And they've just stopped running, that's for sure, the Tiwi Bombers at the moment as the ball comes back in. Sturziker and Smith. Sturziker wins the tap. Jack Munkara kicks it off the ground in front of Tip and Woody. McMurtry does well. Simon Munkara dives at the footy again, and there's going to be a little bit said here at quarter time, I imagine.
So the quarter comes to a close, and what a quarter it was. Champagne footy from St Mary's, the reigning premiers. They said, write us off and write us off at your peril. And those that wrote them off will be thinking just about that. St Mary's at quarter time, leading 6-7. Tiwi Bombers a point.
TIO Stadium in Darwin is a venue for NITV's coverage from round 1 of the
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Every day, we go beyond. Beyond running the power networks and beyond providing the water services that sustain life in the Territory. In fact, we're proud to sponsor and partner with the sporting organisations, charities, events and community groups that are essential to every day in the Territory. Because we are power and water.
Kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
Second quarter about to get underway here. What a challenge for the Tiwi Bombers, down by 42 points after an incredible first quarter from St Mary's. The reigning premiers just flexing their muscle here, Aaron Modlop.
Yeah, they are, and to Tiwi's credit, you know, they're trying to hang in there. I'd like to see them try and get their better ball users around the footy, the Tungatalans, Mankaras, Heenan. If they can start to get their hands on the ball, they make the best decisions for the team. Hopefully Tiwi can start to get a bit of scoreboard pressure up on the board and then really challenge St Mary's in the second quarter.
I peeped up and I saw the flags, and the wind is blowing just slightly to the other end of the ground. Craig Garland, the umpire, here is to get it underway. Here's Tavis Perry.
As we go underway now for the second term, Sturziker up against Ryan Smith. Smith gets it down. Mikey Coombs gets the quick kick away into St Mary's forward line, attacking the corridor once more. Jake McGrath gets a high one. No, it's called play on.
Oh, wow.
And a ball up. Well, that was as high as you could ever get. But for the umpire, it might have been just on the wrong side, but that is a high tackle any day of the week.
So ball up now, deep down there in St Mary's forward line. Geary tried to work his way through traffic, couldn't. Ball left on the ground. Free kick here to the Tiwi Bombers. They can get out of trouble. Going to go with the short kick. Just dropped it in very short and's got the runner in Dunn. Dunn goes down the corridor. Good searching kick too. Got it over the top of Saints. No, they didn't. Shannon Rioli sends out his hands and takes in a pretty good mark and then spears it out wide and finds a target out there as well. Gee, they're just not missing St Mary's. They're hitting every target. Have a look at this for footy. Into the hands of Labastida. Henry Labastida down towards the pocket and another mark. Look at that for transfer. What do you make of that, Aaron Modlop?
I reckon that's what they call champagne footy, I think. They win the ball off half back with a great intercept mark from Shannon Rioli and just lace out kick after lace out kick, and Peter McFarlane it will be the recipient of some great team footy.
And ironically, it was some of their veterans who we've spoken about. Shannon Rioli to Luke Bath, Labastida, McFarlane. As McFarlane comes in for his third goal. Very, very good set shot kick. Got a little bit of an awkward technique, but very rarely misses Peter McFarlane, as of course.
But the old commentator's curse on him.
Right on me there.
He'll be down there praying. I hope they're not saying I'm not going to miss.
Yeah, exactly.
Peter McFarlane, there he is. Look at him. What a star he's been for so long. Great player. Look at the work he's doing. Here's the kick. Comes out very, very wide. Rolls towards the boundary line. They kept it in, though. Good play there by Suwani Babui. And Geary gets in the way. Takes a great mark. Just reached over the top and stole it away there from Jack Mankara. And then he chips it in. Again. And again they find a target. Back to Geary. Left foot kick didn't quite work from him. Tiwi Bombers with a little clean-up. Just a little kick now. They got some runner. Paddy Heenan takes on the job. Does it well to Ross Tungatallam. He gets to 50. He closes Tungatallam. He lines up. He puts his ears back. He goes for goal. And he hits the post. It swung away at the last second, Aaron Motlop, and then a certain goal for somehow it finished up as a point.
Yeah, and that's the Tiwi major that we're talking about. Ross Tungatallam on the outside. And hopefully next time he can nail that shot and put a bit of life into this game.
Shan Rioli gets it over to Keisha. Comes back through to Nick Mendy. Really good pickup for St Mary's this year. Played most games, I think. Certainly been a workhorse through the midfield for them. Goes over the top to Luke Bath. This guy is a fantastic footballer from down Geelong way. Played in the premiership out in the Gaffel earlier this year.
And what do you do to stop this? Well, they're just kick to kick, chip.
Yeah,
how do you stop that?
It's quite simple, actually. It's a bit of work right there. I mean, you can see a few Tiwi boys just walking through the middle. You know, when that happens, you know, you just got to try and bite your teeth and man up, do the hard work, and try and make it a contest.
That's about 8 marks in a row.
Yeah. And all of them just so simple. Yep. Just so simple. Just go back, take your time. A loose man will come, hit it. As Ryan Smith now got an opportunity.
The big fella doesn't mind a goal.
Really make it hard. Well, he's one of the best celebrators in the NTFL. Yeah. We can say that, Charlie.
We've seen it rarely.
Yeah.
He's had a great start to this game too, Big Ryan. So hopefully he can reward his good work and finish off with a goal here. Yes.
He has.
Oh, don't tell me. He has.
And there we go, a bit of a fist pump. And high 10s all the way down as well.
And we know that Tiwi are missing their number one ruckman, but Ryan's had a real great start to this game. He's given his ball getters in terms of Geary and Mendes and Shannon Rioli first use through the middle.
We just see this just so easy for Saints. Just no pressure on the ball carrier, no pressure on the lead up forward. Labastida just gets it over, and then Geary hits Ryan Smith with a beautiful pass as well.
And I don't want to sound would be putting Ryan Smith down, but the big ruckman's in an impossible angle, kicks the goal. Ross Tungatullam's running his favourite position, kicks a goal and misses.
Yeah.
Hits the post. Paredes tries to work it out the middle. Free kick to him. Gee, didn't he start in a blaze of glory? A couple of big goals and a chance of 3 for him. Came into Darwin just a couple of years ago and decided he'd have a game with Saints and just took this competition by the scruff of the neck. Turned it over that time. Michael Dunn runs from half back down through the corridor. Little chip kick over the top. Whistle is gone.
Too far.
You just can't get it right.
No, nothing's going their way at the moment as Keisha gets the ball out wide to Labastida, who's been good. Little shimmy and shake on the left boot to the top of the square. Good contest. Sturzik Hill's at the front. Dykes at the back. Gets it away. Handballs it up to Palapamini. Palapamini out in front here. Must make something of this. I think it's Jack Munkara. No, it's not. It's Adam Tippenwoody. Got time. Turns on his right foot. It's good pressure from Josh Cheek. And Jack Munkara gets it over the line. A nice spoil for McMurtry.
Michael Dunn off half-back has probably been Tiwi's best player to this point. While he gave away that free kick there for running too far, he's want to take him on, then take the opposition on and create something for his team. You know, hopefully a couple of his teammates can take his lead from that.
All year he's done that. He's been terrific for the Michael Dunn. He's I have the highest opinion of him. Back towards the boundary line. Here to go out of play. Have to be thrown in again in front of the Morris Rioli stand. That's where we sit in our commentary box overlooking TIO Stadium here in Darwin. You're watching the elimination final between St Mary's, who are rarely playing an elimination final in the final series here. They were a team who won the premiership last year, and they look like they're going to be working further into the final series. Here's the knock out by Saints, and the kick along the boundary line is going to go out of play on the full, out of bounds on the full. So Tiwi Bombers a chance to build from just backward of the wing.
Yeah, rare mistake from St Mary's there. Normally, most of their kicks have been hitting targets today. They've been playing a fantastic brand of footy, and they've really paired off well behind the footy. Their defensive play has been outstanding as it needs to be against the Tiwi Bombers. They've got not many options, so they go long down the line. Jack Long comes through and takes an uncontested mark in the end. Now here, Tiwi have really got to lock on and close down time and space for their opposition. Jack Long pumps it down the line with a beautiful kick. Couldn't hold the mark, Tiwi. Mikey Coombs comes in like a wrecking ball, as he often does. Geary, now they've got the run of play. Geary's got time and space. Kicks it over. There's no one there. Sam Dyke will be the first to get back, but it'll beat him over the line, and we'll have a throw in 10 metres out from St Mary's.
We can see now why St Mary's are in front by such a big margin. You know, that kick there to, I think, Jaden McGrath, it's a 5-on-2. You know, St Mary's are running towards the next contest, trying to create opportunities, and Tiwi are just not running with them at this point.
William Virgil Purantatameri with the job on Geary, and Geary's doing terrifically well. Here's some work being done out there by Mendes towards the boundary line. Michael Dunn sees it out of play and a throw in. So a little bit of a quiet period in the game after that onslaught that we got in the first quarter. They're just sort of feeling their way through this game now, and Saints are looking for Tiwi to come back hard at them. Can they do it? Might find out in the next few minutes. Tap down by St Mary's, lands on the ground. Handball was pretty good, got out wide. Too many St Mary's players out there. Good work though by Heenan. Finished up with Ross Tungatullam. Whistle goes, and a free kick to Tiwi Bombers. They go to the centre of the ground. Good kick straight into the hands of Adam Tippenwood. He dropped the mark that he should have held.
Big bump there by Gary Purantatameri on young Keenan Smith, but the free kick will go to Adam Tippenwoody. Come across from Wanderers. Fantastic young player. Goes wide to a one-on-one. Dion Munkara, Shanrioli, two of the top weights of the competition, and Shanrioli's happy to see it over the line, as would I in that situation.
Yeah, when you're up against the Dion Munkara, as great as Shannon Rioli is, I think you play the percentages there and you reset.
There it is towards the boundary line, and you can see him there. Dion Munkara saying, "Why don't I get a free kick for that?" Jack Long gets over the top of the footy. They get to him, hold him up with the footy. Might be in some trouble here. Umpire has a look and says, no, I'll ball it up. Can't do a thing wrong, St Mary's.
They've been very, very clinical. It's been very impressive to watch.
I think Shawnee Edwards might have to do the ruck work for them. Yep, he does. He gets underneath it, taps it out with his right hand. Did it pretty well too. Back towards the boundary line. Pack of players get over the top. Kicking in danger, I think, was the call, and a little kick came back there by Mendes. No, umpire's going to call this back. Paredes out there to clean it up.
Now is a really important time for the Tiwi players to actually man up and work hard. So we've got a couple here through the midfield now that are still walking and pointing fingers. They actually need to push hard up into their player, the opposition player, to shut down that space.
And Saints have just gone quiet here, so a real opportunity for the Tiwi Bombers to just come at them.
And there's a turnover in the middle of the ground. Jack Munkara on the left boot. Beautiful kick, finds Aussie Wanamiri. That's what the Tiwi Bombers need, exactly what they ordered.
And a little bit of opportunity there in terms of a missed kick there, which is what actually happens in footy. When you man up and you force an opposition to kick to a 50-50, these type of things happen. And hopefully Tiwi, you know, we've said it all along, can make their opportunities count, and Austin can get his team on the board.
Oh, no.
See, he felt the pressure. Yeah, he felt the pressure.
Wrapped him up too much.
Wasn't a great approach by Aussie, I must admit. There was a lot riding on that kick. It's their best build-up, best inside 50 entry, no doubt.
I'll give you a question on notice, Aaron. Where do you fit Raf Clark back into this side if they continue playing like this? Is a kick out wide, and Saints will work this forward by Hugh McMurtry into the running hand, the running player there, and Ben Rioli has the audacity for a bounce on the wet track and then chips it up towards half forward. Finds a teammate down there parked underneath the footy, Richardson, who kicked that great goal from the boundary at the other end in the first quarter. McFarlane, big climb from the back, takes a terrific mark inside 50.
As you, McFarlane's passing it off.
No one could mark. Richardson's at the fall of the ball. Tiwi with the run of play now out of the back line. Rocco's there, but he can't get his hands on it. Patrick Keenan's been pretty good for Tiwi today. Kick's not his best, and Ryan Smith will take the mark unopposed. Oh, look out, he's been a shake and bake from Ryan Smith. Gets a kick out wide. It's a nice one to Mendes. Got Geary over the top of him, wants him. Mikey Coombs short as well, or he might go for Labastida. Labastida wanted the lead. McFarlane wasn't a bad option at the back. Could have been manhandled, but play on is the call. Paredes gets the kick away to the top of the square, but I think it might have gone out. It has. It's gone out, so the ball come back for a throw-in.
The old shake and bake from Ryan Smith. He's always said he's got a bit of talent. He actually, if he had lowered his eyes a little bit, he actually had Shannon Rioli on the far side in 30 metres by himself. But you know, they had an opportunity down there. Back to your question, Charlie. Ralph Clark, the beauty about Ralph Clark is he can play anywhere. He can't play tall, he can play short, he can play a half-back wing. So they'll definitely have him in the side somewhere.
And Wilson's the other player, I think, that's out. But I think he's got an injury, so might not see him. Here's Sturzica. And Smith, the other ruckman, gets there. Ball in front of him, big rhino. Tries to clear it, looks down.
Oh.
And he wins the free kick. He's happy as.
Well, he was in front, so he gets the kick out wide. Good mark there, good contested mark by Geary. He's been an absolute workhorse for St Mary's across a couple of years. Won a Cheney medal as well in a premiership year for them. Kicks it to that hot spot again, and McFarlane! He's got it! That's a fantastic mark by Peter Noodles McFarlane. 20 metres out.
He's probably got a show reel of his best footy in his career. He might want to get this tape and cut it up. And at this, I mean, what a game he's having.
Unbelievable. I mean, he's just been in good spots, but he just attacks the ball so hard. He's always had the ability to take the mark at the highest point.
Yeah, definitely has, and hopefully he can finish off for his team and keep that pressure on. I'll stop talking now as people are shots at goals. I think they're missing on purpose.
Well, maybe you can just cut the marks out and keep that bit. Not the conversion. Chip kick to the back pocket. And run forward now to Dunn. Makes the mark inside defensive 50 there in front of Edwards. Oh, Casey rather. And the kick out towards the wing. Mark taken out there wide, far side of the ground. This is Albert Tippenwoody. One of the right boot he goes. A high up and under. See, just a lot of hope with this kick. He wants Ross Tungatullen, but he was so closely watched by Mendes and couldn't get near the ball. Roscoe, you need to fire up. Went out of play on the full.
Tiwi are breaking down a lot, especially through the midfield. They're through the half-forward line. Sorry, not a lot of leads and options for their ball carriers going forward.
Ziggy Vallejo now. Plenty of experience with this man, 10-time premiership player. He's got the record now for the most amount of games played in the NTFL. Go short to Edwards. Edwards has got time. It's been the state of play. St Mary's just finding loose men everywhere as Luke Bath.
Can I say, this is the sort of play you see in the last 4 minutes of the grand final when you're 9 goals in front, isn't it?
Yep.
It is, but they're just denying Tiwi the ball. They've obviously worked on that throughout the week, and that was their goal coming into the game, and it's worked for them so far. Mendy gets it off the ground. Richardson at the back. Couldn't hold it. Babui just kicks and hopes again. Edwards in front, but ball beats him over the line. Throw in about 70 metres from Tiwi's goal on the scoreboard side.
And unfortunately, Tavis, you're correct there. There's a lot of kick and hope from Tiwi at the moment. There's not a lot of structure, and not that there's much structure in the way Tiwi footy, because Tiwi footy is great to watch, but against a great team like St Mary's, who structure up really well against everybody, you've got to have some points that you can go through and refer to every time you play.
Shawnee Edwards gets the handball over the top, and they're running forward now. Mendes from the wing, kicks cut off across that half-back line. Andy Mungatopi runs across to the far side of the ground, kicks it out towards the wing, and they'll get a chance to take this forward. Tiwi, plenty of players at centre-half forward. One of them is P.O. Port Jimmy. Gave the handball across to the big man, Sturzica, got on the right boot, kicked it down towards the pocket, ball landed on the ground. Clean-up work there out towards the defensive 50. Handball across, and a shot from a long way out by Ozzy Wanamiri, and he's going to miss it out to the left and come up with a minor score. Gee, no goals at all for the Tiwi Bombers in this match. 7-9 to 4 points. 16 minutes gone, second term.
Bit of trouble here for Tiwi with Dion Mankara. Looked like he's coming off with a bit of a corky after a contest there that led to that shot and goal from Austin Wanamiri.
Johnny Anstess brings it back in for St Mary's. Once Ryan Smith goes out the back. Richardson's got the run of play. Does well, Richardson. He's been good today. Had a really good year for St Mary's, one of the under-18 players. Keisha gets the handball out to Kinthari. Back to Richardson. Richardson pumps it long to a vacant 50-metre line, and a good mark taken there by Tiwi. The switch is on. Now they can build something here through Adam Tippenwoody. He's got a few options and a bit of time and space. That's a shocking kick from such a skillful player as Mikey Coombs wins the ball and it's tackled by Sturzica as Ross Tungatulum. What can he do? Takes on Ryan Smith. Good shepherd there from P.O. Port Jimmy behind play. Ross Tungatulum gets the kick, but it's Johnny Anstess who leads from the front from St Mary's.
Injury to Sturzica. He's in that big tackle. He's hurt his left leg.
Yeah, him and Munkara are bad blokes to go down.
So he's coming off.
Not sure what's happening. It's a free kick to Tiwi, but not quite sure what for. Harley Purantunameri will take the free kick. Ozzy Wanamiri wants it one out at the top of the square. That's where he goes. Wanamiri versus Vallejo. Vallejo, rock solid, spoiled to the boundary line.
Looks like the big ruckman might just be suffering from a bit of cramp.
No, he ran into a hard tackle there.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's just getting stretched out, maybe a knee issue, maybe. He's important for him, though. He offers a lot of versatility, even though Ryan Smith's probably had the better of him in terms of the ruck. You know, Tiwi need a lot of their strength, and they're better players around the footy, so hopefully he can get back out there.
Well, here's the throw in deep down in that forward line for the Tiwi Bombers. Trying to get his hands on the footy, Bradley Palapamini. Couldn't get it. Saints full of run and aggression. Paredes wins it. Gets the handball away from where the crowd was. And the whistle goes. Umpire will come in and pay a free kick here. And it's going to go to Simon Munkara. So he's going to be tested here. Say he had a little bit of an injury a short time ago. A little bit of a wobble, but we'll see how he is. He's outside 50. He'll kick from probably just inside 50.
And in the round 12 game, Charlie, when they played and Tiwi beat St Mary's, as you see a throw here from Paredes. Lucky for Tiwi. Simon Munkara kicked 5 or 6 goals that day for Tiwi.
Comes in and kicks from inside 50. It's not going to make the distance and misses to that. No, it didn't. It was marked along the boundary line. And the kick might be a goal.
Here we go.
Over to Woody.
So I don't know how we got that down there behind the play, but somehow we got the mark and he got the goal.
Oh, it was a great mark. No small feat there, outboarding. Might have been Iggy Valasia, I think, in a marking contest there. But great hands and great spot there by Albert, and hopefully that's the flame that can ignite this team, because it's been a bit of a lackluster start to the game for them, and now only 6 goals down. There was a bit of a lull period there, but 6 goals down in a elimination final, anything can happen, especially with Tiwi you're playing. And
I've seen Tiwi in the past, that one goal won't get them going. They kick 2 or 3, then they switch on and they're full of run.
John Anstitz, that was mark against Charlie, which is even better. John Anstitz got probably the longest arms in NTFL footy, and Albert outputted him perfectly.
As the ball goes up, the 2 young ruckmen, Braxton Armat punches it clear. Paddy Heenan, good play out of the midfield. Shane Tipperman-Tameri gets it on the left boot, rush kick. But Jack Long in front of his man as always. Very, very reliable backman. Comes from a great pedigree, Jack Long. But that's a shocking kick. Gary Puran-Tanamiri got time now. Can go left foot or right foot. He's beautiful both sides. And Iggy Valasia gets the jump on Ozzy Wanamiri. Now he's got time. He can switch it across to Mikey Coombs, who takes the mark unopposed.
Coombs is backward of the wing. Good looking kick from him too. Was nice. Put it in the hands for Braxton Armat, who messed it all up. Handball over the top. The runner will come forward here. JD Simon gets onto the right boot. Spears it inside 50. Austin Wanamiri down there. Couldn't get it. Dropped the ball. Trying to get the kick away. Ross Tunga tell him the smother. Put it out of play. And no luck going the way for the number 7 today.
Talk about the longest arms in NTFL footy. If that wasn't Johnny Anstitz, that might have been another shot on goal, and probably a goal too from Ross Tunga Talam. But a lot better start now with Tiwi, in terms of that centre square stuff there. One-on-one footy around the ground. They're a bit more competitive now. They just got to make sure they're first to the ball or making the tackle.
Yeah, they've started to get a few inside 50s as Ozzy Wanamiri grabs it from the ruck. Ross Tunga Talam, what can he do? He's kicked plenty of goals from this angle, and he's done it again! Ross Tunga Talam! Woo! That was a good goal, Charlie.
Wow.
That was an amazing goal. Just what they saw. Well, they'll go in believing that they're at the start of the big climb back here. 2 goals in a hurry, close to half-time. Tavis Perry has to console himself here, but there was the kick. It was a magnificent goal. It really was. And Tiwi Bombers might be stirred into action here. They go into the long break, though, trailing by plenty. 7 goals, 9 St Mary's. Tiwi Bombers 2-4.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Did you know that somewhere in Australia a fresh keg of Carlton Draft is changed every 46 seconds? It's that fresh.
Carlton Draft, it's that fresh, baby.
Life, so full of surprises. But you don't want a headache to be one of them. Get Panadol Rapid from Chemist Warehouse. It's absorbed 2 times faster than regular Panadol tablets, so you won't miss life's special moments. Panadol Rapid. When pain is gone, life takes its place. Available at Chemist Warehouse for the lowest prices guaranteed.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones, men's performance, lifestyle, basketball. All new women's zone from running to yoga. And Intersport Kids Zone. All ages, performance footwear and apparel. Plus the new dedicated football zone. All year for all codes. For awesome service and advice, come in and see us. The all-new Intersport concept store, Casuarina Square.
At see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere. Flight Centre.
Are we seeing... We're not going to see it. No, hang on. Thanks, Letitia. Yes, big game in front of us. It is the elimination final. The winner goes on and the loser packs it up. But it should be a terrific match. Tiwi Bombers, fantastic last week. We saw them against Waratah in a game they had to win to get to the finals. They were magnificent. St Mary's had a great win too against Palmerston. But it's going to be a really good game. Don't leave us, will you? Because Tavis Perry is with us as well. Tavis, we're looking forward to this game.
Yeah, no doubt. Look, we watched them 2 weeks ago and St Mary's got the better of them in similar conditions. But... Tiwi, their game last week was fantastic and they really got back on track. Got some really good players in, Dion Munkara, one of those, and Adam Tippenwoody, the other, a couple of excitement machines. So looking forward to a fantastic game of footy.
Well, we're pumped for this. I hope you are, wherever you're watching it. And Aaron Motlop has joined us as well. 150 games with Wanderers, 87 games with the Thunder and a couple of premierships as well. Good to have you on board, mate.
Thanks, Charlie. It's great to be here.
What do you make of this game?
It's going to be exciting. You know, Tiwi first time back in the finals for a number of years, and St Mary's obviously the last couple of premiership wins. So a great history for both teams, and I reckon we're going to see it all play out in the next couple of hours.
Yeah, how important is a quick and early start for one of these teams?
Oh, it's going to be vital. You know, in finals, especially elimination finals, if you can get the jump on a team early by getting a good start, getting your hands on the footy, and getting that scoreboard pressure up on the board. It can put you in really good stead for the rest of the game.
TIO Stadium in Darwin, elimination final day. Weather's fantastic. Game's going to be a beauty. Second half about to get underway here. The challenge for the Tiwi Bombers is to kick 35 more points than St Mary's are able to kick. 42 points to margin at quarter time. They won the quarter, the Tiwi Bombers. They reduced it to 35. They've still got a lot of work to do. 7-9 to 2-4. Aaron Motlop's been keeping a close eye on it. The Tiwi Bombers, you can't write them out of this contest yet.
No, you can't. And if Ross Tungatala's miracle goal on the deathbed of the half-time siren is any indication, is that they will come out fired up. And a half a footy left potentially for their season. They know that they need to win today to advance to next week, and they've definitely got the capacity to win this game as long as they can get their hands on the footy and actually have a bit of intent about winning it or putting on some pressure to the opposition.
Ryan Smith there working into the ruck, and that big man there, number 13, Daniel Sturzica. You can see him hopping around there just a second ago. Paredes goes into the middle. What a great start he had to the game, number 27 there in the centre. Umpires having a good look around. It's going to be Ashland Gardner to get the second half underway, and it's going to be our good friend Tavis Perry.
Thanks very much, Charlie. For the second half, ball goes up. Sturzica and Smith. Smith wins it down and gets the kick smothered off his boot. Mikey Coombs couldn't get it away. Jack Munkara does well. Out to poor Jimmy. Poor Jimmy to Palapamini, who gets the kick wide to Gary Purantanameri, who's got a little bit of time. Flicks it over to Jack Munkara. Jack Munkara takes the mark and plays on. Within range now, has a shot. And could this be the start that Tiwi needs? It certainly is. It certainly is. Great goal, great start, great build-up from Tiwi Bombers.
Great start there through the middle too. Adam Tippenwoody winning that hard ball after some great lead-up work, I think, from Paddy Heenan to force a contest in the middle. Bradley Palapamini off the back of the contest was in a great spot as the feedback goes back here, and ended up hitting up, I think it was Purantanameri on the wing.
Yeah.
And Jack Munkara, great explosion. He started in the centre and ran forward hard and got his reward with a great goal. And that could set Tiwi up for this next 5 or 10 minutes.
And sometimes it just needs a little bit of luck to swing the game around, doesn't it?
Yes, definitely. And Tiwi, like we said, the ball can bounce any way, but St Mary's had the ball bounce their way in the half, and now at the start of the game, Tiwi have a little bit of bounce back in their step.
As Jason Purantanameri gets the kick away, Johnny Anstess punches it down. Mikey Coombs watches it over the line. A little bit of spring in the step of Tiwi Bombers after that goal from Jack Munkara. Very dangerous side, the Tiwi Bombers. Kicked 7 in the first quarter last week, and even 2 weeks ago kicked 5 in a row against St Mary's. As the ball comes back in, Sturzica and Smith. Gear is there. Kicked off the ground by Jeffrey Simon, who's been one of Tiwi's best. Munkara second for the ball. Good handball there to Tippenwoody. Jack Munkara again has a snap for goal.
Here we go.
I think he's kicked it. He has the young man. He has. What a great goal. What a great start by the Tiwi Bombers. This is what we came to see, Aaron.
The young Munkara is just lit Tiwi a lot here, and the crowd as well. The crowd are actually brought into it, and that is a big factor with Tiwi footy. The support that they've had, and great composure there by young Jeffrey Simon, who's actually had a really good game, like you've said, Charlie, and a bit of Tiwi magic there. And Jack Munkara's second goal in 2 minutes, in a minute I should say, has got Tiwi right back into this game.
Well, the story of the game is they've kicked 4 goals to St Mary's 1. That's what's happened. St Mary's have just stopped, and it's very evident here. Here's Paredes, who got them going at the start of the game with a couple of miracle goals. He's over the top of the footy. He's trying to get it out as he hatched it. No, the umpire says it's all okay. Geary couldn't get the kick away. Nor could Paredes. The pendulum has swung towards the Tiwi Bombers now. They got some good luck. Kicked out towards Shannon Rioli, goes to ground. Hard work put in there. Mikey Coombs merges with the footy, was Henry Labastida. Now back into the hands of Francis Kintari. Goes further back to Shannon Rioli. Steps one, caught, nailed, goes to ground. Umpire says no, he's going to pay the free kick. It's going to be a Tiwi Bombers free kick out on the wing. They are switched on and running here.
This is what they weren't doing in the first half. Pressure as Paddy Heenan kicks it wide. Josh Cheek does well and is happy to see it go out of bounds. And St Mary's will want to see this nice, slow, contested footy now.
And while the pressure's been there, Tavis, the actual one-on-one, the want to be one-on-one and to make every contest a 50-50 has definitely worked in Tiwi's favour, especially the last 3.5 minutes.
Here's the throw on Sturzica from the back. He got there, went down on it, just about down on his knees. Ryan Smith appealing for something. Ball goes to the hands of Harley Purantatameri. Inside 50, handball over the top. Handball straight into the hands here of Simon Munkara. Couldn't get it. Second chance. Simon Munkara snaps it. Goal. And he has got it, I reckon. No, he hasn't. He comes up with a minor score. Desperate effort. Simon Munkara just missed.
Definitely got Tiwi on the St Mary's on the back foot now. Tiwi with their run and their flair and their attacking footy.
And they've gone with his own defence, which is interesting as well, as Jack Long kicks it out to Ben Rioli. Dion Munkara on the mark. Ben Rioli goes long down the line. Ryan Smith. Oh, geez, you would have backed him to win that contest. He doesn't. Harley Purantatameri at the back. Paredes just handballs it in front of himself. All of a sudden, it's 3-1 in Tiwi's favour, the opposite of the first half. Mikey Coon fights down in there, gets it out to Paredes. Paredes goes long down the line. In front, the Tiwi Bomber spoils it. Dyke come in to tackle Jaden McGrath and gets him without the ball. Jaden McGrath gets it on short, looking for Kintari, and Kintari takes a mark about 70 metres out.
So Kintari now still a long way out. Couple of kicks out from goal. Will go deep with it to the pocket. McFarlane at the back, got his hands up. Dropped the mark, goes to ground. The ball goes to ground. William Virgil Purantatameri doing the work back there. Handball came away quickly by Acacia. Still, they're trying to get clear. Acacia got another possession, but Tiwi Bombers cleared the kick out, but they're not going to get past. This man standing across half-back takes a strong mark. Nick Mendes, who's been very serviceable for Saints, spears it in to Labastida on the charge, finds him on the chest inside 50 in front of Michael Dunn.
Great positioning there by Mendy as well. You know, could have went in and tried to get a front and centre or get on the end of a kick into their forward 50 Saints, but sat back and actually got rewarded there by an errant kick out from the Tiwi player. And will test his distance, I reckon, Labba, but I think he's got a lot of experience, obviously, through his time playing up here and in Alice Springs. He should make no mistake here.
Yeah, I'll back him. He's kicked a couple from this distance in the last couple of weeks where I've watched him.
I reckon it's there. Good goal, Labastida.
Good goal from Labastida. Beautiful goal.
Very good, and that could be the settler as well. You know, Saints haven't kicked a goal, I think, since early in the second quarter, so for them to get another goal back up on Tiwi just keeps them at bay a little bit. Tiwi, with the crowd coming into play now, they're obviously very fired up with the start of the second half.
Little dance there from Henry. That's a good celebration too.
Yeah, he loved it, didn't he?
Yeah,
I just want to say this about Labastida. I reckon he was like a bit player for a long time with St Mary's, but he really has established himself now as one of their key players, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. You know, he's just as much as important as a Peter McFarlane or an Iggy Villaggio or a John Estes in terms of what he is to this club and what he is to these young players coming through.
Sturziger and Smith, important ball up. Sturziger got the tap down, then he tried to rove it as well. Spillage went into the hands of Paddy Heenan, went round the corner with the kick. Bowls it out in front of his teammate, can run hard on it as Gary Purantatameri picks it up. Handball over the top, runners everywhere. Into the hands of Adam Tippenwoody outside 50. Spears along the boundary line, finds Ross Tungatallum stretching out in front of Ben Rioli, takes a strong mark. Not impossible, the angle nor the distance here for this mercurial footballer.
Oh, nothing's impossible when Ross Tungatallum has his hands on the ball, but nothing much that Ben Rioli could have done there. The pass was perfect there from Adam Tippenwoody, and Ross Tungatallum will come in from a difficult position.
You know, it's a crucial kick. Goes up and slides it across the face of goal. Parked underneath it, and the mark taken there, Simon Munkara. Well, he had a couple around him. He took the mark on his chest. The angle, not that much better, but he will have the opportunity to step around the man on the mark here, which is what he does. Bangs away with the right boot. Good-looking kick from him and comes up with a minor score. So they've missed a couple of real big opportunities, the Tiwi Bombers, right here in this third quarter.
And an interesting proposition in the background is that Sam Dyke has now been moved off McFarlane and playing on Mendes. So I think Brenton Toy will be looking to try and get Sam Dyke to cut in front of McFarlane, which will be interesting to see how that plays out.
It will be, as Keisha now got the kick. Tiwi setting up the zone defense, really pressing in on St Mary's here. So he goes long down the line. Nick Dyke at the back. Good play there. Well, Babui gets it out. Couldn't quite get it to Tipperman St Mary. Dyke and Luke Bath wrestle for it. Jackson Geary comes in. Good effort from Paddy Heenan. Paddy Heenan's been a good player for Tiwi Bombers today and halted that forward thrust from St Mary's.
Centre of the ground here. Umpire to ball it up, has a look over his shoulder. What's he looking for? He's going to throw it up. He says, I'm coming out that way, fellas. from the back. Ryan Smith didn't get the tap. It was well done. Kersiger got it down towards the forward line. Handball came back to Jack Long, curled it off the left boot out towards the wing. Parked underneath it, Geary couldn't take it. Clean up work, the Tiwi Bombers to the centre of the ground. Into the corridor they go, and they can run from here. Ball in the hands of Bradley Palapamini. Takes a bounce, spears it forward. All St Mary's across there. The kick really wasn't good enough. And a free kick's picked out of it. It's going to be a Tiwi Bombers free kick. Iggy Vallejo doesn't like it, but I'll tell you what, it was there. It was definitely a free kick. And
Ross
Tungatulum, I reckon, from directly out in front, all but is going to try and kick a goal here for his team. There's the free kick. Can't argue with that.
No malice there involved. It's just a contest that was unfortunate that Johnny Anstice gave away that free kick. But Ross Tungatulum now with St Mary's answering there with the goal to Lavastida, now has a chance to get Tiwi back closer.
Just one today. He likes to kick 3 or 4 in a match. He goes back and he caresses it, and he's missed it out to the left. And a couple of points from him today, I reckon, from Ross Tungatulum. He did kick a goal, though. Yeah, and a couple of posters.
Did he kick a goal? We loved it.
As Iggy Vallejo, thumping kick still, the old man, as he kicks it to Ryan Smith. Could have been touched, but no, the umpire says that was a mark. He's got a few options and plays on. Got to watch out here for Jack McCara, who nailed him from behind. Hasn't his boy set TIO Stadium alight? He goes into the corridor. There's not much on. Has to be a good kick. Paddy Hannon keeps it on the ground. Simon Munkara's had a man on the ball this quarter. Gets around and comes to Tungatulum. Tungatulum hooks the ball, and it's going to be another point. But at least Tiwi are getting some shots on goal.
Ryan Smith run down there. Not a lot of talk from his St Mary's teammates there, but lovely pick up from Simon Munkara on the ground and set up that shot for Ross Tungatulum.
Well, 2 chances for Simon Munkara, 2 chances for Ross Tungatulum. No goals from them at all. They are the goal kickers. They just simply have to do it. Little knockdown, ball goes to ground here to Jason Purantatamiri off the left boot. Spears it out really wide to the boundary line. Ball dropped just inside the field of play, but gathered in by Jack Munkara, who kicked 2 terrific goals here. Gathered by Adam Tippenwood. Snaps a goal for the left boot from directly out in front. He won't miss. He doesn't. He gets a great goal there, so the Tiwi Bombers continue to press. Big goal down there for Adam Tippenwoody.
With Adam Tippenwoody, I reckon that ball was intended for him. Jack Munkara tried to centre it to him, but gave a little bit more height than what he intended. And right spot, right time there for Adam. Kicked a much-needed goal for him to keep him in touch. And like we said before, Charlie, finals footy, you've got to take your chances. And while Tiwi have missed a couple of shots on goal this quarter, they continue to put that pressure on St Mary's.
Here's that build-up, that kick to the top of the goal square, and there's the man waiting at the fall. And just bangs it off the left boot, pats himself on the chest and said, good goal. Looks at his teammate and says, thanks. And so he should. 57 plays 38. They're making this charge back, the Tiwi Bombers.
They certainly are. Braxton Armat now in the ruck for St Mary's, the youngster against Sturzica. You can feel it in the air. Tiwi are making a game of this now. Ball goes up. Armat gets it down to Jackson Geary. Paddy Heenan gets it out to Tipperman St Mary. They got the runner play again. P.O. Poor Jimmy. Goes wide. Munkara. Josh Cheek watching him now. Possibly could have been high. Tungatulum. It is too high. Munkara gets the handball. Away to Gary Purantatamiri. Kicks to the top of the square. It's not going to be a goal. It's pushed wide for one behind.
Tiwi now starting to get a bit of ascendancy, especially in the ruck with Ryan Smith out and Sturzica dominating the taps now against young Braxton Armat and Tipper Mandameri and Paddy Heenan getting their hands on the footy. Tiwi is starting to look very dangerous.
Down by 42 points at quarter time. They've clawed their way back to within 3 goals. 18 points the difference. Kick along the boundary line to Ben Rioli. Handball under pressure goes out of play. Ben never got a chance to move. Ross Tungatulum has a few words to him.
Bit of pressure can do some funny things to some great players. Charlie, Tavis, St Mary's are now starting to make some very uncharacteristic mistakes.
Well, they went quiet after quarter time, I reckon. Second quarter wasn't that good. Tavis Perry.
It did. The ball goes up. Still inside Tiwi's forward 50 line. Josh Cheek kicks it off the ground for St Mary's and battles hard. Jason Purantatamiri pushes him off. Goes left foot. He can go left or right, but that one's just a little bit wide and gets pushed out of bounds. Aaron, wanted to ask you about this Tiwi moving away from man-on-man. The go-on the zone defence seems to be working so far.
Yeah, it has been, and I think it might have something to do with St Mary's maybe tiring a little bit with their bigger bodies, and it has definitely worked, but it still requires a lot of players to still do that man-on-man pressure.
Iggy Vallejo's kick out towards Geary, got it. And then got the handball away. He's got the runner in Mikey Coombs, goes down the corridor. Big kick, hand reaching for the footy. Jason Purantatameri didn't get it. Dunn gets there. Man for the occasion. Tackle. Kintari wins it. Inside 50. Works with a handball. Didn't make it a real easy one for his teammate, Kieran Smith-Thompson. Inside 50. Got around one. Got around two. Went back. Had a shot. No, deep towards the pocket. Big punch towards the boundary line. Ball grabbed there by Paredes. Paredes grabbed by Dunn. Goes to ground ball and all. Umpire's going to have to ball it up. Michael Dunn asking the question. Umpire not answering. Umpire there, Lachlan McDonald. Throws it up deep in the forward pocket for St Mary's. Tap towards the boundary line now to play.
Tiwi very lucky there. I reckon St Mary's could probably smell a goal after a great rundown chase tackle by Henry Lavastida, and Tiwi, very fortunate that St Mary's couldn't put a goal on the board there.
Lots of numbers around the ball, as you'd expect. Sturzik tries to tap it out the back. No one there. Mikey Coombs tries to get the handball away. Michael Dunn does well for Tiwi, but it's Keisha that's at the bottom of the pack. And gets done for holding the ball. Well, didn't think that was there. Bit of luck here for Tiwi, which we've spoken about they need to get back into this game. Mungatopi goes across goal. It's a dangerous kick. Needs to come off. McFarlane does well. Dyke kept his feet, which was important. Play on. Luke Bath gets the kick away. It's a 3-on-1 here. Can Tiwi work it out? They can't. Richardson gets the ball. Babui comes up with it. It's got a little bit of time and space. Good chip over to Gary Purantatameri.
Cross half back. Gary Purantatameri. Luke Bath on the mark. Goes along the wing. Searching kick. Punch from the back. Down towards Kersey. Got to it. The big man went down. No, he didn't. He just turned it straight over. And St Mary's with it now. Chipped towards Edwards, who couldn't take the mark. Stolen by the opposite number 6 in Patrick Heenan. Went down towards that half-forward line. Was a good kick towards Albert Tittenwoody. Gave it off to the running player going forward. There might have been... No, I thought it might have been Mungatopi. It wasn't. It was P.O. Port Jimmy. And the ball's gone down into the hands of John Anstess.
Yeah, Iggy Vallejo read it well and then tipped across to Anstess, who comes out wider again to Geary. They've really switched hard here. Francis Kintari got time on the wing, gets the handball back to Geary, but he's under pressure. And a good tackle that's dropping the ball. Harley Purantatameri.
Great tackle.
Geez, they're just looking a tad slow at the moment through the midfield. St Mary's gets a kick over to Ozzy Wanameri on the left boot. Got a man short. Anstess punches it clear from Munkara, and a free kick to Tiwi for holding.
Well, you made the point, Aaron, didn't you, that good teams can, when the pressure comes, can start making funny mistakes.
It can happen to the best of us, Charlie, and they're very stiff there, Johnny. I think they both had a hand of each other's Guernsey, and the umpire there has obviously seen something that he deems as relevant as a free kick. So hopefully Simon can reward his teammates for the great effort that they've had the last few minutes.
Well, a couple of fortuitous ones.
It's not beyond him. He's inside 50, leans back, kicks and leaves it out to the far side. Gee, they have blown so many opportunities in this quarter, the Tiwi Bombers. Really, they just needed to have converted those.
Can't agree with you more, Charlie. They've had their chances to really put the heat on St Mary's. They're 17 points down as Ben Rioli goes long and wide to Anstess. The ball's punched over, and Tiwi will be pretty happy with that result.
It's funny, Tab, how you were saying that Tiwi have now resorted to a zone, and it's definitely worked for them. But at that actual contest, there was about 6 St Mary's players against 2 Tiwi. So Tiwi done really well there to force the ball out of bounds and create another 50-50 from this contest.
Throwing inside 50. Ryan Smith to do the ruck work. He's just stood his ground there and knocked it to ground. One of his green and gold teammates to run onto it. Handball from McFarlane out wide. Kick forward here by St Mary's up towards their half forward line. Turned it over. Paredes was the target. Didn't get to him. Tiwi Bombers can win it. They go short to the corridor. Put it in the hands there of Roy Farmer. Hasn't had a lot of it today, Roy. They need him to fire. Looks out to his right and is going to go long with the kick. Has found a player in some space and takes a good strong mark out there. That's Gary Purantatameri. And then he turned it over to Smith. Smith with the handball out wide to Luke Bath. Runs from half back, got on the left boot, kick towards the wing. Bouncing ball towards the boundary line will go out of play. St Mary's just losing the way there, not getting the targets that they got earlier on. Tiwi Bombers not capitalising on the moment.
Yeah, St Mary's can be very fortunate there. Gary Purantana-Mary should have done a lot better with that disposal there. He had the momentum there with his team and just couldn't hit that target.
Yeah, they were definitely out there, the Tiwi Bombers. The ball comes back in, 70 metres from St Mary's goal. Ryan Smith gets the tap down. Geary, like a big bull over the balls. And clears a way through, but couldn't hit his target with the handball, and Mendy sees it out of bounds for St Mary's.
So that throw in now as we tick up to 19 minutes in this third term. Enthralling battle, crowd looking on. Expectant, plenty of Tiwi Bombers supporters come across for this big game. Shannon Rioli wins it at 50, leans back and bangs away at goal, and he misses to the near side. So Saints getting the misses as well here.
And really different defensive setup by St Mary's. They've gone man on man, so there's plenty of run and space for the Tiwi Bombers. If they can get out the back, McFarlane does very, very, very well and brings it back in. But it will be rushed over for another behind. Gee, that was an important touch by McFarlane.
He's done that a couple of times, hasn't he? He's used his long arms to his advantage and a couple of kick-outs or switches of play from the Tiwi players, and it actually turned it into attacking plays for St Mary's.
So William Virgil, Purantana-Mary gives it off to Michael Dunn, went safely with the kick and picked the safest defender they've got back there. He's stuck in the back pocket. And now he's going to go and he'll put it out in front of his teammate. Shannon Rioli got there. They got two at the fall of the ball here, Saints. They can get their hands on it, and they do that. Gathered in by Sean Edwards. Kicks it up inside 50. McFarlane was the target. Couldn't get it. Or knocked out of the play. Jason Purantana-Mary got it though. Got up and got it. Then pulled out of the play. Still no free kick for him. Tiwi Bombers equal to the task. Win it outside defensive 50. Hard run came from Albert Tiptonwoody. Got it up towards to Patrick Heenan. Running with the flight of the ball. Takes the mark. Looks back in the field of play and into the middle of the ground. Can search and find Shane Tipperman-Tamiri.
Tipperman-Tamiri, Nichols medal winner, gets around Ryan Smith just with a handball. Needed to do better there. Mendy does well. Gets the handball onto Luke Barth. Luke Barth with that beautiful left foot kick goes to the corridor again. McFarlane's got a good set, but he couldn't take the mark. Tiwi battling hard at ground level. Lavastida there for St Mary's, does a really good job. Richardson's been a good young player. Lavastida got the handball across to Paredes for another goal, and he's hit the post from point blank range.
Oh, we talk about taking our chances, and that was a chance there. Tiwi had the momentum through the middle, and a turnover there could have been very costly to Tiwi in terms of their chances of winning this game.
21 and a half minutes gone, third term. They have climbed out of a grave, the Tiwi Bombers. A little kick to himself, Roy Farmer, and then pumped it out long and put it into the hands of Luke Barth. Didn't make the best of the opportunity. Little kicked up towards 50, sliding mark taken by Casey. So Jared Casey, and now he wants to play on. Gets onto the right boot from outside 50. It's a booming kick right to the goal line. Hits the post again. Unbelievable. That pendulum of luck has swung decisively in the favour of the Tiwi Bombers without a doubt.
Gee, there's been some posters today. I think that's been 6 or 7 for the game between both sides. Fungatulum's hit it twice himself as P.O. Poor Jimmy long down the line. Not the best option, but Dyke takes a mark unopposed. Gets it on to Sturzica. Sturzica kicks down with the left boot. Johnny Anstess in a good spot ahead of Simon Munkara, who's had a good quarter. Jackson Geary gets the kick and repels the forward thrust by Tiwi. Well read by Jaden McGrath on the left. And that's a beautiful kick to Kinthari. Touch of class, Jaden McGrath.
Great contest there by McGrath. Not only going up against the ruckman and winning the contest, but being able to find under pressure Kintari, who's strangely enough is all by himself, 20 metres without an opponent. And yeah, this will make St Mary's a little bit more happier, I guess, if he can kick this goal as they go into break, hopefully with a 4-goal lead.
So he starts the journey, crosses 50, hits it nicely, good looking kick. Kintari's not going to miss from there. And he kicks the goal, and Saints stretch the lead here just before the start of the last term. They're out to a 27-point lead, 9-13. Tiwi Bombers full of run, 5-10-40.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Every day, we go beyond. Beyond running the power networks and beyond providing the water services that sustain life in the Territory. In fact, we're proud to sponsor and partner with the sporting organisations, charities, events and community groups that are essential to every day in the Territory. Because we are power and water.
So we can feel wherever you feel, together real, together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kenites high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin for easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
So 27 points, it was extended by that late goal from Kintari. It was 21 points at that stage. So Tiwi Bombers just blew so many opportunities in that third quarter. Still in this though, big last quarter coming up, Aaron Modlock.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Tiwi would have spent a lot of energy trying to get back into that game, and they had a fantastic start to the quarter. And St Mary, through their experience, capitalised late and kept that 4-goal lead at bay. So they're going to go into this last quarter knowing that they've got to put in a big effort to keep Tiwi out of this game. It's
a great finals footy match, isn't it? St Mary's coming out of the blocks early and kicking these goals here by Paridi. It was Paridis who was just fantastic. But then the Tiwi Bombers, after being down by 42 points, just clawed their way back bit by bit. But maybe we're feeling maybe just not quite enough.
Yeah, maybe not quite enough, but we know that Tiwi are very instinct with their footy, and then they played off a lot of the energy, and the crowd started to get more involved as they started to get more inside 50s and put goals on board. So we know that when Tiwi have good runs of play, and especially putting that scoreboard pressure on kicking goals, you know, Jack Mankara and the likes, you know, set that his teammates are light that quarter. You know, they can actually play a part in the game, the crowd. So it'd be interesting to see how St Mary's respond if Tiwi do get another run on.
Labastita's got a couple for St Mary's, 2 to Paridis and 2 to Peter McFarlane. Jack Mankara, the only multiple goal scorer for the Tiwi Bombers. 42 points at quarter time, 35 points at half time, 27 points now. Tiwi will believe that they can just kick a couple of early goals like they did in that third quarter and get themselves in a position where they can finish full of running.
Yes, yeah, definitely, and you know, obviously there's no tomorrow for either of these teams that lose, so they're going to come out now with, you know, hopefully 25-30 minutes of solid footy for this elimination final.
Well, the supporters walk off the field. Michael Long Centre there in the background. This is TIO Stadium in Darwin. It's an elimination final. The loser is out. And we've got probably 25 minutes in front of us to determine whose season ends. And really, both these teams have legitimate rights to progress, don't they?
Definitely. 25 minutes to go. It'd be interesting to see which coaches and the players out on the field can make the adjustments necessary to make sure that their team wins.
Tavis Perry to get us underway for this last quarter.
What a game it's been so far. Start of the last quarter. Sturziker and Smith. Been reasonably even most of the game. Ball goes up. Smith gets it down to Geary. Heenan's onto him quick. Paredes just gets it out and gets the kick away. Lavastida, who's been busy, gets the handball onto Shannon Rioli, who goes deep inside the forward 50. McFarlane's there and takes another ripper. No, it's not called a paid mark. It's called play on. Babui tries to get it out. Well done from Randy Mungatobi. Gets the quick kick. Might be a fraction wide. It is, and out of bounds on the full.
So Shannon Rioli given the task to bring it back in. Well, he's not beyond kicking distance, but the angle's pretty tough.
Yeah. I think he's looking for a bit more space along the gate there. But yeah, if he had a couple more metres, I reckon he'd probably fancy himself. But looks like he might have a crack at it.
Well, the important kick, 27 points. If he kicks this, it makes it really difficult for the Tiwi Bombers. He goes short with it. Found McGrath, lost the footy, picked it up pretty well. Gave the handball away straight off to Bradley Palapamini. And the Tiwi Bombers can clear. Out towards the wing. Bouncing ball knocked towards the boundary line further by Simon Munkara. Stays in the field of play. Michael Coombs picks it up and goes short with a kick and kicks it out of bounds on the full. And Shannon Rioli lets him know about it. Yeah,
it was a very poor kick from Michael. He's got some actually very good skills and had no pressure on him. Simon Munkara wasn't pressing up at him, so they'd be disappointed with that, St Mary's.
Yeah, a bit of a lacklustre start by both sides for this last quarter as Dyke now. Like to see him look to switch a little bit more, but he goes down the line to a contest. Mikey Coombs taps it away from Simon Munkara. He was very good in the third quarter, I thought, particularly early, Aaron.
Yeah, very early, and especially with Jack as well, his younger brother. They really set their team alight, and hopefully now with this game going that they can start to win the footy a lot more.
Smith in front position, won that time though by Simon, kicks it up towards his half-forward line, Johnny Anstice there. With those telescopic arms, knocked it towards the boundary line. 27 points to the margin, just a couple of minutes gone in the final quarter. Elimination final here at the TIO Stadium in Darwin.
Ball thrown back in, as you see Rioli on Ross Tungatullum there. Ball gets tapped away. Gary Pruitt-Tunamiri on the left foot. Inside the forward 50. No mark taken. Josh Cheek there competes at ground level. Tungatullum does well. Keeps his feet. Possibly could have been held with the ball. Without the ball, sorry. And he has been. And just a little bit of argy-bargy there. Josh Cheek not happy with the call.
But the players really should. They've got the free kick, the Tiwi Bombers. Don't get caught in this.
Just mouthed him a little bit, I think.
Yeah, you always feel a little bit uncertain when your teammates are carrying on after you want a free kick, especially in a final, close to your goal. You get an opportunity to kick a goal. You don't really want to be, battling egos and putting stuff out there. You got the ball. Let's make sure that we kick the goal and then we can get around and get stuck into him a little bit more.
Absolutely. Very, very important goal, this one, for Tungatullum. And he makes no mistake. The perfect start for the Tiwi Bombers to get back within 21 points.
He's got very sticky hands there, Tungatullum. I think he knew that hand pass was going to go to Benny Rioli, and he stuck the glove out there, the juke, I think, as they call it, and knocked it forward and lucky enough to get a free kick. This is the type of thing that happens a lot in finals footy, is that you've got to make your own luck, and things don't have to be pretty all the time, but chip away at it to the final siren, and hopefully you can put yourself in a chance to win the game. Yeah,
good call there, Aaron. It's exactly what he did, Ross Tungatullum. He read that beautifully and just knocked that ball to ground and then went back and made no mistake. So that margin now, 21 points, another goal for the Tiwi Bombers, and the pressure is real. Saints are really going to feel the pressure here. From the middle, Smith got high, got the little tap down, left the ball in the middle. Geary over the top of it, draws the free kick. Done this a few times. Saints have it worked out pretty well at the middle when they win that ball to Geary and go out towards Paredes and then kick down towards that half-forward line, haven't they?
No doubt about it. As the ball goes inside forward 50, Dyke battling hard at ground level. Michael Dunn has been one of the best on ground today. Takes Smith on, kicks down the line. Doesn't have much on. It's got to hit his target. Ball stays in. Jackson Geary. Gary Prunataro Mary smothers the ball, and all of a sudden there's got a bit of a run of play here. If he can pick it up cleanly, he can. There's a couple of loose inside 50. He didn't see them. Cheek spoils it in front of Tipperwoody. Coombs comes in hard. Good pick up by Edwards. Jack Long just throws it over his head, but Mikey Coombs is there, and St Mary's evade trouble, and the mark's taken by Kintari.
Great kick to Kintari. Wheels around again. Looks nicely. Kicks it infield. Finds Luke Bath out on the wing. He's going to steady it down. Looks upfield. Still nothing there. Might have to kick and hope here. Gets onto that left boot. Spears it along. Down towards the half-forward line. McFarlane. One grab. Two grabs. Says he took the mark. Umpire's going to agree with him, I reckon. Peter McFarlane takes the mark. Out on the half-forward line. Pumps it to the top of the goal square. Good-looking kick. Ball knocked to ground. Plenty of St Mary's players there. Little handball gets out to Labastida. Snaps at goal. No one there, but it was touched and rolls through for a minor score. Gee, they left the goal open then, and Tiwi Bombers now to bring it back into play.
Yeah, and they really want to slingshot it here. They probably burnt their last foray forward going forward. Tiwi Bombers. Good pressure there by St Mary's. Has to go wide. It's a nice kick, but he stepped over the line, and it will be a throw up top of the square. Couldn't see it from here, but the umpire obviously had a very, very good spot to see.
Yeah, he did get a little bit close to it, and the umpire's obviously in a great position there to make that call.
So here's the throw up right in that danger area for the Tiwi Bombers. A little kick off the ground, touched on the line. Was touched? No, it wasn't. It was over the line when it was touched. And Saints get a goal out of nothing. And wow, that's a deal breaker. That's going to make it tough for Tiwi Bombers.
Yeah, and if we look at a lot of Saints goals, especially early in the game, you know, they're kicking goals out of opportunity. And we see this here from Luke Bath, you know, just wins the hard ball, you know, goes and makes the tackle, but actually wins the hard ball, has a wild shot at it, and it goes through. You know, it looked like it might have been touched, but the goal umpire said it's a goal, and that's the opportunities that you take in finals footy.
In a great spot again. So we've seen two from McFarlane, one from Labastida, and one from Luke Bath, all soccer goals.
Yeah.
Sort of opportune goals, something from nothing, as you mentioned. Could be the difference in the end as the ball goes up. Tiwi must get a bit of play happening here. Good fighting at ground level. Mendy does well.
He's been good today, Mendy, I reckon.
I think he's given that.
It's a, slide in.
Slide in, free kick to Sturzica. Good call, Aaron. Sturzica now gets the handball under Paddy Heenan. Paddy Heenan's been good for Tiwi today. Goes to the top of the square. Big contest. Here at the back is Aussie Wanameri. Benny Rioli couldn't get to him. Jack Long comes in. Pio Poor Jimmy off the ground. Johnny Anstess just soccers it through. And it will be one behind for Tiwi Bombers.
Now is the opportunity now for Tiwi to actually man up really quick, because St Mary's have shown all day that they can move the ball pretty quick coming out of these kickouts.
Jack Long to bring it back in. Stationary, everyone. No one moving. Out to his left. Got a teammate out there in Geary. Goes to the other side, goes short. Gives it to Shannon Rioli, the safe hands of. To Edwards. Chipping it around St Mary's. Still nowhere to go, and he's going to go short again along the boundary line. Into the hands there of Hugh McMurtry. Runs to 50, and then he spears it up towards the wing. Handball back, straight into the hands there of Cassia, and Cassia's kick up towards half forward. Good strong mark taken down there, Peter McFarlane.
Jeez, he's been good in that department today, as always, I guess, but Noodles McFarlane goes short. Nice little kick. Gee, Jack Geary worked hard there. He was out in the other back pocket on the other side of the ground not long ago, and he's worked 150 metres to get on the end of that Noodles McFarlane pass. He goes inside the forward 50. That's a good kick. Great kick from Geary, and hits Paredes, and Paredes will have a shot. Tough angle, but only about 30, 35 metres out of maximum.
Just on your point there, Tavis, with Jackson Geary, that is running ability is amazing. I would have counted he would have ran past at least 7 to 8 Tiwi Bombers players from his run from that back pocket of the St Mary's kick out all the way to half forward. Just an amazing running ability.
Here's the kick from the boundary line. It's going to stay to the near side and go out of bounds on the full. Paredes, who started in a blaze of glory. Chance to kick 3, got 2 and gave 1 away in the first few minutes of this elimination final. Handball over the top here was unexpected. It's going to roll back towards the boundary line. Might just stay in the field of play. And now they can get out of trouble. Into the hands, Jason Purantatameri. Smothering effort on him. Kick up towards the wing. Whistle has gone. And what has happened?
Out of bounds.
St Mary's will be really happy with that.
Really
Tiwi Bombers away out there. They should have done a lot better with that possession.
It's a little bit of over finessing, which they can do from time to time, the Tiwi Bay. As the ball now, 55 metres out from St Mary's goal. They've got control of this match now, St Mary's. Tiwi really need to dig deep from this stoppage if they can. Ball comes down. Paddy Heenan gets a little soccer kick. Sean Edwards couldn't quite get enough purchase of it. Palapamini gets the kick away. Cheeks there. Ozzy Wanamiri's there against Benrioli. Knocks him off the ball. Does well, Ozzy Wanamiri, but gets it to Keisha. Short kick from Iggy Valasia. The umpire calls play on. Jack Munkara wrestling down there. The Aussie Wanamiri. Now they're almost out. P.O. Poor Jimmy couldn't get the handball away. Shannon Rioli and the boys diving on him, and it's holding the ball on the wing.
Gee, he was poleaxed, I reckon.
He was poleaxed.
He's still down. Whoa.
Yeah, he copped a cork in the hip too, I reckon.
They've got his hand twisted behind his arm twisted behind his back. He had nowhere to go. Shannon Rioli has it out on the wing and then pumps it down towards the 50-metre line. Looking for McFarlane, got over the back. That's Sir William Virgil Purantatameri. Little kick up towards the wing. Tiwi Bombers hanging on for dear life. High tackle there. It's going to be a free kick to Ben Rioli. He didn't like it. He'll waste a bit of the time if he can. His team's got a hold of this game.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. They're well in control now, St Mary's, and this is what they'll try and do. They'll try and milk a bit of time off the clock. Good thinking. Back to Jack Long. Jack Long's got time now. He's got an option to his right, which he'll take, which is Josh Cheek. No, he won't. But he's got John Anstess short. He'll go to John Anstess. We really need to press up hard on him now, or they'll just keep doing this for the next 2 or 3 minutes and really milk the clock. Ignatius Valagio, beautiful kick to Sean Edwards. Edwards got a few options. Decides to go short again to Luke Bath.
Gee, they've had periods of play where they've just kicked to possession, haven't they? And slowed the game right down. They've controlled the tempo of it, St Mary's. I reckon it's very much the game plan. Paredes emerges with the footy, gets to 50, but the whistle is gone. It's going to be a Tiwi free kick back across the 50-metre defensive. Farland runs back to stand on the mark. They got it over the top. There's Paddy Heenan waiting for it. He's got to try and get away from Coombs. It got him in a great tackle, and then he kicked it off the ground, Mikey Coombs. Great play from him. Kicked it out wide towards the forward pocket. Labastida gets to it, onto the right boot, bangs it towards the goal line. McFarlane underneath it, got his hands on it, couldn't take the mark. Can he get a second effort? No, he can't. McMurtry tried to get the kick away. McFarlane couldn't get the footy. Paredes got it, snaps at goal, misses, and comes up with a minor score. Wow, danger time there for Tiwi Bombers, but Saints just couldn't get the goal.
Very, very dangerous time now. And with 8 or so minutes left in this game, possibly, we've got Dion Munkara, a very key player. Probably what the Tiwi's best player all year. Struggling a little bit with a bit of a call that he got early in the game. Can he get back out there and help his team?
And that's a poor kick in by the Tiwi Bombers out of bounds on the full. No one touched that ball. So Saints will get another opportunity here through Jackson Geary, arguably best on ground today. He wheels around, goes to that hot spot where they love to get the ball to Noodles McFarlane. He makes a contest. Harley Purantatameri gets the kick away. Needed to be a little bit better. Hugh McMurtry's been solid for St Mary's today. Not as good as his old man, but a quality player. Goes short inside the 50-metre line, sits it up. And McFarlane, no, it's called touched off the boot, and it'll be a ball up.
Sturziger continuing to do some good work for Tiwi Bombers. Bit of friendly banter there between him and McFarlane, and he wins the tap down. Sturziger down towards Michael Coombs, is parked over the top of the footy. Is he in trouble here? Umpire will have a look and say no, he just couldn't get it out.
Tiwi have to be very careful here. They're still within this game, and the next 5 minutes is going to be crucial, but especially the next minute or two, with a stoppage close to their goal, they can't afford to be undisciplined and give away sloppy or silly free kicks.
No, true that, as the ball goes up. St Mary's have done well to block the scoring down or minimise the scoring from Tiwi over the last 5 minutes as Paredes comes hammering in and then bulldozes his way through, gets the handball to Lukey Bath. Couldn't quite get enough purchase on it. Plenty of players at the bottom of the pack. Paddy Heenan's down there. Paredes charges in again. Well done, though, from Jason Purantanamiri. It was electrically quick on his non-preferred left foot. Kicks it a mile out of the play. Johnny Anstess will look for the boundary. Just soccers it off the ground, but lots of experience there and gets it over the line, just milking that clock.
Played it well there, Johnny Anstess. Had two guys pressuring up on him after that contest, and he done really well there to halve that footy.
Look at the Saints he's there.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of them. They're right around the fall of the ball. They're shutting this game down. They're making it impossible for the Tiwi Bombers. Look at them coming from everywhere. Ball knocked towards Cheek there, went back towards the boundary line with it. Ball still stayed in play, back out to Cheek again on the left boot. Banged it around the corner up inside 50. This is where all the extra Tiwi players are. One of them back there is Roy Farmer. Snapshot from a long way out. That's the sealer. That's the sealer. Now they're talking to McFarlane. Was it Paredes who kicked it?
It was Paredes who kicked the goal.
Pretty
and
sure
Roy
it
Farmer
was.
made a bit of a mistake.
McFarlane's having a bit of a word there to Roy Farmer. If McFarlane actually hadn't come up to make a contest there, Roy Farmer would have had an easy, uncontested ball, and they probably would have switched it out the fat side and possibly got into their forward line deep. But McFarlane, as the replay will show, McFarlane came up and caused a spillage there from Farmer that led to the Paredes goal.
Really good efforts here from Josh Cheek, who eventually wins that stoppage. Roy Farmer had a little bit of time and space and tapped it straight to Paredes, and Paredes kicks the sealer goal.
Well, he's kicked his team into a life in the finals, that's for sure. That's the deal breaker, I reckon. 81 plays 47, 16 minutes gone in the elimination final. Knocked away there by Coombs as it come out of the centre. Ozzy Wanamiri provided a little bit of a break for his teammate out there. Got it off to Patrick Heenan. He's lost it. Back into the hands here of Francis Quintari. Kicked a goal in the third term. Kicks it across towards teammate out there in Smith Thompson. Paredes comes charging in. Michael Dunn looking for the footy. Gets to it. Goes one way and then the other. Paredes hot on his tail. Little kick across the defensive 50-metre line. Oh, it's dangerous out there. Jason Purantanamiri has to pick this up. He can't. He pushes it out in front of him. Dives on top of the footy. Oh, they had 2-on-1 here. Handball back out towards McFarlane. McFarlane with the handball around the corner, turned it over. Tiwi Bombers now with control of the footy, kicks it out towards the defensive 50-metre line to Ross Tungatalam. Takes him on, gets onto the right boot, spears along the boundary line and out of play on the full. All of that for nothing in the end, really.
Yeah, they haven't got enough out of their two superstars in Dion Munkara and Ross Tungatalam, that's for sure. There's had a poor execution there, Ross Tungatalam, and St Mary's will definitely milk the clock down here as Keisha kicks it back to Iggy. Iggy Valasia will go back again to Johnny Anstess. They've got plenty of run. I think he'll either go out wide to Ben Rioli, which he does, and he'll in turn swing out wide again to Josh Cheek. Good chase there by Tippin Woody, but he couldn't get hold of him, and Josh Cheek pumps it forward again, deep inside the forward 50. Farmer spoiled. Paredes again, handballs over the top. Here it is here. Jaden McGrath walks into the easiest of goals. A really quick build-up, clinical finish, and well done, St Mary's Footy Club.
A great example there of slow play turning into a pretty fast play, actually. You know, the St Mary's controlled the footy down back, you know, from Jack Long to Iggy Valasia to John Anstess, and all of a sudden they were out on the fat side and they were able to just go out quick, and, you know, Josh Cheek got it in pretty quick there, and I think Jaden McGrath finished off the great work from his teammates.
Do you find this interesting that St Mary's kicked 6 goals to 1 in the first quarter, and since then Tiwi Bombers have kicked 6 goals 10 to St Mary's 6 goals 8.
They've definitely had their chances, Tiwi, and they may rue the opportunities that they've had you know, throughout the middle of this game.
Waiting at the back and pinching it was Shannon Rioli. Drives it down forward. Underneath it was McFarlane, couldn't take the mark. Snapshot from the ball that landed in the ground. Paredes again's got another one. What a day he has had. He's finishing as he started in a blaze of glory.
Jeez, and he's missed a few goals too, Paredes.
He has, but I've been really impressed today by the small forwards of St Mary's. McGrath, Paredes, Labastida. They've actually played some really great games up forward, and it's not just been focused on McFarlane. McFarlane's been great, and Probably been really unlucky. A couple of marks he should have been paid from the umpire, but you know the small forwards have done really well and have kicked a lot of goals today.
Paredes is just so strong, isn't he? You see the build of him, the strong thighs and that. Like he can just shrug tackles. They can't bring him to ground.
No, absolutely. As the ball goes up again, Braxton Armat, good tap forward. Paddy Heenan charges in, does a good job. Paddy Heenan gets it out to Bradley Palapamini. They've waxed a few possessions over the years, those two. Jack Long spoils at the back. Johnny Anstets does well in front of Gary Purantanameri. Tungatulum couldn't get away. Adam Tipperwoody, left foot snap. That's a goal from nothing as well. A great finish there from Adam Tipperwoody.
Definitely, and Ross Tungatulum and I think it was Purantanameri down there that created that contest there for Adam to finish it off. And, you know, a great clearing kick from Bradley Palapamini out through the middle. Provided that opportunity for Tiwi. Even though St Mary's had a +1 down back with Jack Long, they weren't able to capitalise, and great work by the Tiwi forwards there to get a goal late in the game.
Work Gary Purantanameri. There's Ross Tungatulum, and then that kick by Adam Tipperwoody. Another one of those soccer goals, wasn't it? You keep a count on those, Tavis?
Yeah, the small forwards have had a great day.
Well, all of a sudden it's 40 points, and it was 42 points at quarter time. Shannon Rioli comes out of the middle with it. A little kick out wide. And Rioli goes in and does his own work and cleans it up.
As Mendy gets it and brings it forward, they bat deep through the midfield. Mendy's done a good job today. Kantari at the back, puts on the afterburners, kicks a goal, and McFarlane takes a mark, uncontested, 5 metres out. And the siren can't come quick enough now for the Tiwi Bombers.
He should make no mistake with this McFarlane being realigned into the goal square with a mark. But like we said, Charlie, the quick start's important in finals footy, especially early at the game. And we've seen now that St Mary's, got a 6 or 7 goal lead in the first quarter. That will end up being the final result.
Well, this is probably going to be the biggest lead of the match as McFarlane goes in and kicks his third. And they've kicked it right out now to 99 plays 53, so 46 points, the biggest lead of the match. Is the handball by Rioli.
Gets it on to Mendy there. Mendy's good kick. Luke Barth just tapped it down, but a beautiful pick up at the back from Kantari. And I'll say he saw McFarlane there. Aaron, some will say he was going for goal. Well, I'll say he saw it.
I reckon he would have passed it.
22 minutes gone, just about full time here. St Mary's are going to advance in the final series. They'll play the loser of the game between Darwin and Nightcliff. That's the next game coming up here at the TIO Stadium. Tackle on Bath, loses the footy. Tiwi Bombers are going to win a free kick. It's going to go to Aussie Wanamiri. Hasn't really got into the game today. Little handball out towards Bradley Palapamini. Left it in the air for a long time, parked underneath the chain. Tipperman Tamiri takes the mark. Been a fine player over many years, this man, for the Tiwi Bombers. Then puts it high down inside 50. Big climb at the back there. Ball was knocked to ground and kicked out of the defensive area. Rolls out towards the wing. And it's all St Mary's with control of the footy now.
As McGrath now on the wing, kicks on his left boot. That's another beautiful kick on his non-preferred to Luke Barth. Luke Barth goes towards the other side and sees young Smith Thompson. Zone, he kicks up long. He's got that man, Noodles McFarlane. It's a good contest at the back, but a push in the back is called. And Noodles McFarlane will have another shot on goal, about 20 metres out on a reasonably tight angle.
Great vision there from Jaden McGrath on the wing, but that man again, Jackson Geary, with the clearing sort of soccer kick out of that back flank for St Mary's, set up that opportunity for Peter McFarlane to now add his 4th goal, I believe, Charlie.
Yeah, he's kicked 3 today. Paredes leads with 4. It would only be fair that he should get 4 goals today because he's been a really dangerous player, and the Tiwi Bombers really haven't been able to keep him out of the play. Took some big marks today. And he's going to be a thorn in the side of the teams at St Mary's meet. Here's his kick at goal. It looked okay off the boot. He's got 4, and Saints waltz further away with it, kicking goals here in junk time.
Yep, and there'll be a lot of sides now watching. Obviously, Nycliffe and Buffalo's play later, but Districts will be here watching and thinking that the amount of experience in this St Mary's side, they're still a force to be reckoned with, and their performance today have been outstanding for the majority of the game.
Almost 25 minutes. There's that kick and into the hands there of Keenan Smith-Thompson, and you mentioned his good vision. That's where he looked, out wide towards the pocket. Ball knocked out towards the boundary line, back to the centre. Probably be the last ball up, you would think. Just about full time here.
Yeah, I'd say so, as Braxton Armack taps it back to Mendy. Mendy still battles in hard and gets it out to Luke Bath. But the umpire calls it back and said it was a throw. Tiwi will get the ball here.
Been a shining light for them today, I reckon. Jeffrey Simon, along with Michael Dunn. You know, Michael Dunn's not a young man anymore, but they've led their team really well today. They're two young guys.
Certainly have. Can't deny that as Jeffrey Simon goes long with a kick. Stirs a kerr against Ahmad. Ahmad spoils it down. Good pick up there, but a drop in the ball decision, and Shawnee Edwards will take the ball from St Mary's. And there it is.
St Mary's walls forward, 15 goals, 15 to 7 goals, 11. Just quickly, some better players from you, Aaron, on a great win for St Mary's.
Yeah, look, I thought Jackson Geary was a running man all day through the midfield. Him being in this side, even though he's one man, he actually allowed Paredes to play mainly forward and kick a lot of goals. And obviously, they've got Anthony Wilson and Ralph Clark to come back in, and maybe one or two more, but they were very formidable today, St Mary's. They got good first use out of the middle through Ryan Smith, and their back line and their midfielders played their roles accordingly, and so did their forwards, obviously, kicking 30 shots on goal for a game, and kicking 15 is pretty good.
Good to work with you, Aaron.
No worries, loved it.
Tavis, nice to have you on board. Great win here to St Mary's. They led by 42 at quarter time, 35 at half time, 27 at three-quarter time, and they steamed home to win by 52 points. St Mary's advance next week to first semi-final against the loser of Nightcliff and Darwin. Victorious here today, 15-15 to the Tiwi Bombers, 7-11.
Great win to St Mary's, who will now progress to the semi-finals. Make sure you join us next week when we bring you round 2 of the NTFL Final Series. But for now, on behalf of Charlie King and our NITV team here at TIO Stadium, it's goodbye from Darwin.